Jon Jones is frustrated with Tom Aspinall, Dana White, and the UFC. The former heavyweight king has just returned to the UFC's official testing pool, announced he's ready to compete again, and had his sights set on a major comeback fight, but the matchup he wanted most has already slipped away.
Hey, so they've announced this White House UFC fight. What do you think about that?
I think it's exciting. Very exciting.
Can we expect to see you on the card?
I can't promise anyone anything, but I have a very strong feeling that I'll be on that card.
But who would you take on? Who would be your dream opponent?
I would want to take on whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any possible names you think?
Well, no, I mean, as of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall, but we'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. I feel like the only thing to have an American guy fight for the championship that night, I'd be willing to put it all on the line.
Nice.
I was retired. I felt like I was at a place where I've done it all in the MMA space, and felt like there wasn't too many more challenges for me, and I just wanted to do something more than championships and money. And Donald Trump mentioned that he wanted to have a fight at the White House Garden, and that just seems like such a huge opportunity. I'm a very proud American. I have a lot of close friends that are in the military, and this is my act of I can't call it service, but just to be able to entertain the country and the world at this level at the White House, it just means the world to me. So I'm back.
I love that.
I'd love it too. Has anybody fought at the White House before, like officially?
I don't think so.
I heard there was a boxing match many years ago at the White House.
Okay.
MMA will be the first.
All right, so what's the get back been like? Because if you retire and then come back, that's got to be crazy.
Yes, it's been difficult and different. Everything hurts,
Jon Jones says he wants to be on there too, and he says he would fight whoever the champion is. So would you be okay with him coming back, potentially winning that belt again?
I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong, especially the White House.
Jones had been eyeing a massive return, with the rumored White House UFC card feeling like the perfect stage for his comeback. But that plan is already falling apart. Tom Aspinall has flat out said he has no interest in facing Jon Jones.
Literally a week after you become champion and everything seems to be moving in this direction, Donald Trump announces that they're going to the White House, and like a day later, Jon Jones says, I'm back. And now all the talk is, I'm out of retirement, I'm getting tested. Did you chuckle at all this? Did you literally days after all this goes down, he says, okay, I'm back after all. What do you make of all this?
Oh, mate, it's just boring. It's just so boring. I don't even have a comment on it. It's boring as hell. Don't want to talk about it.
Like you just probably rolled your eyes and moved on, right?
I've already got a fight, so I'm focusing on that. That's the way that I like micromanage things so well mentally, is that for the next 10 weeks of my life, all I'm thinking about is Ciryl Gane and how to beat him. Even what you said about his coach, what he said or didn't say, it doesn't matter, because I'm fighting Ciryl, and that's all that matters really. No matter what anybody said or done or what's happened in the past is all pretty irrelevant at this point, because we're going to fight each other, and that's all that really matters.
And I promise this is the only other thing I'll ask about it, but now it's become Jon versus Tom would be the biggest fight ever at the White House, and even Dana has talked about it, that would be the wish list. Is that something that you even think about or use as that could be a goal, or because of the past year you won't allow yourself to even get too worked up over that?
Do you want me to be honest?
Please.
It has spent 0 seconds in my mind.
Okay. Making matters worse, Dana White has gone on record saying he doesn't want Jones on that card at all, labeling him unreliable. For Jones, it's a huge letdown. He's back in the gym, in fight-ready condition, and says he's willing to risk it all. Yet, the UFC seems unmoved, and Aspinall isn't even entertaining the idea.
Jon Jones is known for being unpredictable in more ways than one, both inside the octagon and outside of it, so he can't be upset or disappointed when Dana White says, look, the White House card is something that logistically is already difficult enough, it's a security nightmare, but I also don't know, quite frankly, if I can trust Jon Jones in a spot like this.
I don't like him, but it's if we need an American to win, don't we just send the guy that always wins?
He's going.
And he said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And nobody tries harder than me. Are you sure Jon Jones doesn't try a little harder than I do?
Oh, no.
close. It's close.
Shout out to Dana White for saying I can't have Jon Jones I can't have him on the White House card. It's too much of liability, and I respect the fact. Hopefully he can hold his word, right? But I'm gonna jump into this, okay? First off, if I'm Tom Aspinall, I'm not fighting Jon Jones. Here's the reason why. I would approach this as a very, very bitter athlete, because think about how much time, whether Jones did it or the UFC did it, they've taken a year off of my career to be able to prime year as well, to be able to compete. Maybe the UFC paid him. I don't know, right? But as a sure fact that, oh, you just retired. Now we're going to be able to fight at the White House July 4th. You're getting back in the testing pool, and then you all of a sudden think you can fight for the heavyweight championship. Not happening. Not happening. I would be like, nope, if you want to fucking fight me, you're going to fight somebody else. I don't give a fuck if you're the greatest of all time. You are going to be treated just like every other athlete. You need to work your way back to the world championship, as I did. As an interim champion, I defend this motherfucker, right? That's how I would approach the fight, where it's like, I'm not fighting him. Like, he's not, if I was Tom Aspinall, I was like, he's not worthy to fight me.
Behind closed doors, sources say Jones is livid. He's been telling people that after everything he's done for the UFC, he deserves the biggest fights available. Now, he feels iced out. He's even claiming that Aspinall is the one avoiding the matchup, pointing out that once Aspinall signed to fight Cyril Gane, the interest in facing him vanished. But most fans aren't buying that narrative, remembering the injuries, cancellations, and missed opportunities over the past year.
I think he's awesome, man. I think he's awesome. I think he should go on and have a wonderful career.
Do you think that he needs you?
No, I don't think he needs me. I think when you want something bad enough, and if you get it, it could be the worst thing that could ever happen to you.
I don't want to fight. You can have it. This is unbelievable. The greatest of all time. What a load of shit. I'm sorry. Never going to call that him the GOAT ever again. Because being the greatest of all time is not just about winning. And that's what Jon Jones doesn't understand. It's about how you conduct yourself throughout the whole of your career. Are you willing to fight the biggest challenges, the biggest tests, go in there and test yourself against everyone? And Jon Jones proved, without a shadow of a doubt, his biggest test, stepped up and he bottled it well and truly. Remember this clip from like over a year ago when Jon actually met Tom in person?
Respect, man. All the best. Respect. All the best. Do a quick picture. Sure. Yeah? Let's get it. A face off. No, okay.
He wouldn't even face off with Tom Aspinall, let alone get in a cage with him. And after all of the fannying around and waiting for Jon Jones to man up and strap his balls on and defend his heavyweight title, because you've never really earned it. You beat a guy who wasn't even the champion. You beat Stipe. Oh my God, what a farce that fight was. That will go down as the most pointless, pathetic fight I can imagine in a world title fight in UFC history. What a waste of time that was. And all of that time letting Jon just waste time fighting old man Stipe, who could barely fucking walk, let alone fight. They gave him a bone. They threw him a bone and went, we'll give you the Stipe fight if you give us the Aspinall fight. He took the Stipe fight and then went running. And we have wasted so many fucking months, and all of it for what? For Jon Jones to eventually get to the point where the UFC were like, are you gonna fucking fight or not? And he's put a fucking tweet out to retire. That's what all of this was for. A fucking tweet. Oh, and a press conference in Azerbaijan.
Jon Jones called us last night and retired.
To many observers, the timing is too convenient to ignore. Jones stayed inactive while Aspinall was ready to go, and now, as Aspinall moves on, Jones resurfaces. Social media lit up with criticism, with some fans calling the situation poetic justice for Jones.
The fact that the illustrious career of Jon Jones, the supposed greatest of all time, ends at a post-fight press conference in Baku, Azerbaijan, is a joke. Is an absolute joke. I'm sorry, but this is an absolute joke. Tom Aspinall is going to Las Vegas. At the very least, present him the title. At the very least, do something to make it up for this guy who has been sitting there watching his career just waste away for the past 7 months. Oh, by the way, his last fight was almost a year ago, 11 months. Do something. This is the way it happens. This is the way it happens. Something that could have happened at the post-fight press conference in New York. Jon Jones never wanted to take this fight. And anyone who tells you otherwise is not telling you the truth. As I've said time and again, Jon Jones asked for a lot of money. He asked for the number that everyone was talking about. He's asked for a lot of money, and as I said time and again, he deserved that money. He earned that money. After much negotiation, the UFC got him that money. Did they ask for help? That remains to be seen, but they got him the number. And Jon Jones said he was in. And then a couple of days later, he said he was out. And ever since then, the UFC has been trying to convince him to come back, to take the fight, one last fight. And he said no. Dana White guaranteed this fight would happen. He guaranteed it would happen as recently as a couple of weeks ago. It was already not a thing. The way in which this has been handled has not been great. And the fact that Tom Aspinall, at the very least, couldn't get some sort of, oh, here's the belt, here's a ceremony, here's your fight, here's your date, is shameful.
Critics argue that this is karma. The same delays Jones caused are now hurting him. Others, however, still see him as the top fighter in the division and believe Aspinall should accept the bout before the window closes. Either way, the landscape has shifted.
Tom Aspinall is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. What's the first step for him?
You give him the one contender, Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane is somebody that's a big heavyweight, that's very agile. I don't think Tom Aspinall gets rid of him right away like he has with other people. And I think that'll be a big indication if Jon Jones wants to come back and reclaim that bout once again.
I think you're absolutely right. Fight that makes sense. Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gane. Let's make that happen. Cyril Gane is, people forget how fantastic he is. A guy that can kind of float around the octagon, touch you, kick you, hit you with elbow. He's just a complete game. But man, Tom's movement, his boxing, speed, and his power, it's very, very difficult to doubt this man anymore.
It is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the pride of Wigan, the one and only Tommy Aspinall. Tommy Aspinall. Na. Tommy Aspinall, Tommy, defending his undisputed gold, technically for the very first time against the pride of France, the French prince himself, Bon Gamin himself, the one and only Cyril Gane. These two have been going back and forth for the better part of 2, maybe 3 years. Well, this was the fight that we all thought was going to happen in Tom's official first title defense, and so it is in fact going to happen. Tom wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. That was the sense that we got when he became undisputed champion. He didn't want to wait for New York. Let's be honest, the tax is a little better over there in Abu Dhabi compared to New York for an Englishman, for anyone, if we're being 100% honest. And so he wanted to be active. He wanted to fight in October. He wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. It's closer to home, and so they obliged. And you'll recall, a few weeks ago, I said, it's looking like Magomed and Alex, October 4th. It's looking like Tom versus Cyril, October 25th. And it's looking like JDM versus Islam in New York. That would be the next pay-per-view. Now, that hasn't been officially announced. That hasn't been signed, sealed, and delivered. But at this point, I would be surprised, considering how the chips just fell earlier today. I would be surprised if it doesn't play out that way.
Aspinall will face Cyril Gane. Aspinall has 15 wins, and all of them are by finish. Gane is the number 1 ranked heavyweight.
Now, when you look at the UFC heavyweight rankings, as I say, Tom has beat most of them, and he's beat them in style, and he's knocked them all out. Curtis Blade, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, whoever they are, he's beaten them all up. But Cyril Gane is a little bit different. Now, of course, Jon Jones beat Cyril Gane in quick fashion, took him down in the first round, submitted him with a front choke. But Cyril Gane is the same as Tom Aspinall in terms of athletic ability. When I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight George St. Pierre, that kind of goes to Cyril Gane as well. The man's gigantic. He's very quick. He's agile. He's light on his feet. He could run any sport on the planet. And he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling. That's what cost him against Jon Jones, and that's probably what's going to cost him against Tom Aspinall. You never know. He could clip him. This is a dangerous fight. This is heavyweight MMA, but Tom Aspinall can grapple. We've seen him take people down. He's done jiu-jitsu since he was about 15 years old. His dad is going to be on his case, and that's an absolute fact, saying, hey, you're not messing with this guy. Take him down. Show him what you can do. Show the world your grappling capability. Remember, Cyril Gane turned Francis Ngannou into a wrestler, okay? So he's a very, very credible threat threat on the feet. But of course, I do fancy Tom Aspinall to get the job done. The fact that he isn't fighting Jon Jones is insane, but we've talked about that till the cows come home, so I'm not going to bore you on that subject anymore. But just you wait. Jon Jones is probably going to pop up on Twitter.
What are your thoughts on Cyril Gane being potentially the toughest opponent yet for you? A lot of people say somebody you've not really sort of faced that type of fighter in the heavyweight division.
I think both me and Cyril are we both have niche style for heavyweights. We don't fight like heavyweights, both of us. So this could be the fastest, the best moving heavyweight fight that anybody's ever seen. We're both great movers. We're both light on our feet. We're both elusive. So this is going to be great. And by the way, all this stuff that I've just said previously, we actually made a video this time last year, a little bit longer, when we found out that Manchester was going to come and there was going to be an event in Manchester. When I thought I was fighting Cyril Gane, but he declined it, we made a video there over a year ago now. And if you don't believe me, if you don't believe it on the timeline, look, got my teeth done now. Look at the old video. You want to zoom in on them?
Hold on.
Got my teeth done.
Let me get right in there.
I got the teeth done now. When I did this video, this was over a year ago. Didn't have my teeth done then, so get over there.
The man Jones most wants to face has already closed the door. And with the heavyweight division moving forward without him, Jones may have to accept that his climb back to the top won't happen on his own terms.